But don't push. You don't have to push. Well, she's so good. I'm going to they're going to start on the same way. Car accident and they're not in it, but they're in the traffic. There's probably an outbreak.
Good evening. I'm Trish Hansen Kerr, and on behalf of the Hansen family and our staff, we welcome you to our annual Christmas memorial service. Our purpose tonight is one of reflection upon the lives of those who have meant so much to all of us. We come from many faiths and many walks of life. Some of us are older and some of us quite young. We join in a sense of community to remember those special people in our lives who have died. So please feel free to laugh, cry, remember, and share all those feelings that we experience this time of year. We hope this program will be special to each and every one of you. I would like to take a moment and introduce my family. Tanner Kerr, my son, my nephew, Stuart Hansen, and his lovely bride, and his lovely daughter. And then Stuart's brother-in-law, Chris. You didn't know I had such a big family in this business, did you? I'm very proud to have our third generation in place to learn, serve, and grow in this business and take care of each and every one of you. I would also like to acknowledge our staff. We are very proud of our professional and caring staff, and we are very fortunate to have them working with you on a daily basis. So please sit back, enjoy this program, and we're going to start with our first song.
I found this package the other day, wrapped so neat and secure to be mailed away, and attached to the outside, just as plain as could be, was this note for everyone to see.
Please rush through the holiday season. Too painful to open for any reason. Contained within, find one bereaved heart, fragile, broken, and falling apart. Tried to go shopping the other day. The hype of the season blew me away. Sat down to write cards, and that was insane. Couldn't find the list or even remember my name. People say, come over, be of good cheer, celebrate the holidays, prepare for a new year. But my grief overwhelms me like waves in the sea. Can they cope with my crying, the unsettled me? I don't have any holiday cheer, decorations, traditions, big family meal. I can't do it this year. Do you know how I feel? Guilty and frustrated. I've let everyone down. Our holiday celebrations used to be the best in town. So just ship me away, address unknown. When my grief is over, I might fly home. Signed, Bereaved Heart.
Couldn't send Bereaved Heart away like that, so I took some time and I wrote this note back. The passing of your loved one has forced you to start a new kind of living that's hard on the heart. Undecorating your life full of anger and fears, it's not easy to do without shedding some tears. Untying your guilt can release a bundle of strife. Questions are stirred up about living and life. Don't be concerned now about invitations and big meals. See how the little stuff handles and feels. Let the love of your family, neighbors, and friends uphold and sustain you when you're at loose ends. Most are eager to be there, willing to share. Tell them your needs, and they'll show you they care. They'll take you shopping, write cards, even cook. Let that stuff go now and get yourself off the hook. You need time for healing. You've got much work to do. Your heart needs mending. Give that gift to you. Take a walk, read a book, try something your style, and make sure it's relaxing and rest for a while. When holiday invitations come knocking at your door, don't say yes if you can't take any more. If you wish to remember your loved one who died, plant a tree, give a gift. Let your heart be your guide. The season of wonder can bring you relief if you're willing to unwrap your tears and your grief. Please listen, bereaved heart. Stay close and dare to open your package and let others care. God bless and Merry Christmas.
Love is forever. It is something that can never be taken away from you. You are here this evening out of love for the ones that we are honoring and remembering. Memories keep the spirit of our loved ones alive and well as we continue our journey through life. Each of you have received a multitude of gifts from the ones that we are remembering here this evening. These gifts are treasures that you will hold in your heart and in your mind forever. Maybe it was that special smile, that caring heart, that warm embrace that you always felt. Maybe they were always there through the good times and the bad, no matter what, setting an example of what love means. Love is forever. I'd like to share a little story with you this evening. It requires that you use your imaginations. One autumn, there was this beautiful, majestic oak tree proudly displaying its brilliant red leaves, glistening in the autumn sun. There was a gentle northerly breeze blowing through the leaves. One of the leaves suddenly spoke to those leaves that were around him on the branch. He said to his brother and sister leaves, "You know it is fall, and with that, you know what our fate is. Soon we will be leaving our comfortable home here. We'll be asked to let go of our branches, fall to the earth, and die." All the other leaves listened intensely as that one little brave leaf spoke of his fear and his pain. Autumn progressed. Now it was time for the leaves to be shaken from the tree. All the other leaves were looking at one another, but none of the leaves wanted to be the first to leave. Suddenly, that brave little leaf, who had spoken up earlier about his fears and his pain, smiled to his brother and sister leaves, and he decided he was going to go first. Little Leaf gracefully plucked himself from the tree and began to spin around, slowly floating to the ground. As the leaf was floating to the ground, he could be heard encouraging the others to follow. He yelled and said, "Don't be afraid." As he fell to the ground, he was in a meditation, remembering all the wonderful experiences in life that he had had with his brother and sister leaves, all the people that had walked underneath him. And most importantly of all, he remembered his brother and sister leaves and all the wonderful experiences that he had had with them. That suddenly that little leaf realized that he was who he was because of all the wonderful experiences that he had shared with his brother and sister leaves, all the wonderful conversations that he had had with them. Suddenly he realized that he wasn't dying, but instead realizing that he was reaching the height of his potential. He would never be the same, however, he would always have with him all the memories that he had experienced. After that one little leaf shared his thoughts with the other leaves, one by one the other leaves gracefully began to follow and take flight. I think this little story says a lot for us here this evening to remember our loved ones. Those that we remember this evening, just like that little leaf, had the courage to take flight. They knew somewhere inside they would soon reach their potential and take all of who they were with them. Our loved ones have taken each one of you with them in a special way because you all have filled their life with wonderful experiences and allowed them to become who they really were. I celebrate each one of you here this evening. You all are a people of great courage. It takes a lot of inner strength to come back to a place of loss and grief. But know that it is the love that you have within that drives you. Know that this is a safe place to express your grief, and may the memories of your loved one feed your heart and spirit during this holiday season and in the new year ahead. Love is forever. Love is the very fabric that weaves our lives together.
This is the time of our memorial roll call and our ornament giving. I will be calling off your loved one's name, and whether you came alone or you have your entire family of 3 to 10, I would ask that you come forward and receive the ornament and place it on the tree. We're going to start this evening with, wait a minute, let me back this up. I'm going to apologize right now. I'm sure I'm going to say somebody's name wrong, and so that is never my heart, so I'm going to beg for forgiveness right now. But now we can start with Greg Howard Appel. Diane Arvizu. Elizabeth M. Beebe. Robert Rob Bittner. Leland Cable. Eflada Cow. John P. Carter II. Joyce S. Cohen. Angela G. DeMario. Ruth D. Amico. Vera Jean DeGraff. Donna Dulaglecki. Thomas Dooley. Scott Driscoll, Gladys Esmeralda Mazur Imen, James S. Farkas, Shelby Fleming, Mildred Millie Flynn. Jean Fruscello, David Michael Grabarick, Joe Gray, Martha Lynn Gudeman, Deborah K. Hansen, Doris Hanzuski, Lenora Hawkins, Ruben Aguilar Hernandez. Jerry Hoosman, Renee Izquierdo, Austin Daniel Kaklo. Paul Johnson Sr., Christian Kellen, John Lau, James Lohman, Sherry Leiden, Patrick McKessie and Barbara Packard, Jan Mangalat, Laura Mason. Charles McAdoo, Patricia Francis McNamara, Charlotte Messina, Austin Motz, Norm Mueller. Santiago Navarro, Ryan Kelly, Ryan Nelly, Constance Nothstein, Frank Renhock. John Ruchland, Kendra A. Sabol. Antoinetta Saparno. I know I said that wrong. I'm so sorry. Lori Shear, Donald Schmessing, James Shuttle, Carmela Spazzeri, Steve Score. Stephen F. Stewart, Landon Taylor, Joseph Turnavon, Shirley Thorne. Judith Ann Ward, Eric John Weganier. Dwayne Wheeler, Christopher Wilkinson, Marjorie Williams, John Allen Wing. If somebody might have come in late or we missed you coming in, we have a blank ornament if we did not call your loved one's name, if you would do that. We're going to dim the lights and sing Silent Night.
When Mrs. Kerr welcomed at the beginning of the service to all of us, she said two things that were very true. One is we come from very different ways of life, walks of life. We come here from different faith traditions, if we even have a faith tradition, and that's to be respected. I want to add something that I think could be a third truth to what she invited us to enter into the context and the prayer of this service. We come here with hurting hearts. Each of us, in a different way, have experienced the death of someone very important to us this past year. Spouse, friend, colleague, family member, child. Only you know the depth of your story. People will say to us, "Oh, I know exactly how you feel." They do not know how you feel. We can relate to each other at the reality of the death of someone important to us, but nobody knows exactly how any of us feels as we go through this process of being grateful and letting go. I want to ask you to do something for yourselves if you have not already been, and I have an intuition you probably have, so I'm not saying you haven't, but let's continue something here. Tell the stories and the memories of your loved one. Chaplain David asked us to remember love is forever. And as we tell the stories about our family members, our friends, those who have died, it's a way that we keep them alive in our hearts. And if your clan is like many clans and families, you can now tell some stories that you would have never told while they were alive. So we have a little fun with some of this on occasion, with no disrespect to our beloved dead. A reality of the gift of what the founder of my religious community, St. Francis of Assisi, called Sister Death. Death is the only passageway to eternal life. And that is so true. And in the absence of those that we love, they're very present to us. In their absence, they're very present to us. I think part of the challenge of adjusting to their death and our moving on with our daily lives and the things we have to do is that we have to crack the granite of sadness. And as we crack open that granite of sadness, and through the cracks, light begins to shine at some point. It takes as long as it takes. But through those cracks in the granite of our sadness, I think we discover there how much those that we loved meant to us. We can appreciate in a different way the life and the joy and the hope and the goodness that they were, along with their broken humanity. So I ask you to tell the stories of your loved ones. For in their absence, they're very present to us. And I pray in these holiday days, this season of holidays, that we don't pretend that everything's okay. We're all supposed to have plenty of money to go to the store to buy the stuff that we don't need and nobody wants anyway. We're supposed to be, every family is supposed to be very intact and kind and gracious to each other, and we pray that can be true. But in the reality, families are often damaged, and not just by the death of someone important. That's a reality. It may sound harsh. I don't mean for it to. But not every family is intact. Now, thank goodness we live in a place where the four-letter word S-N-O-W is not used very often. Now, my mama taught me you don't use those four-letter words. And snow is one of them. But you watch on TV, just watch the ads. There's snow coming down and the little dog is right by the fireplace. It's all wonderful. And that is sometimes a myth. Not to put down any advertisement or any hopes or and some of you probably have lived where it snows and you can appreciate the beauty of that. It's great. But it's not always as ideal as we're told it ought to be. I'm simply saying this to you from the point of view of your hearts feel what they feel. Your experience has been what it's been. It is not easy to say goodbye. Somewhere, I hope, deep in our hearts, with all of these emotions and these activities and the things that we've gone through in the season in which we find ourselves, which is not always comfortable and loving and safe and warm for people. I hope, no matter what, that somewhere within our hearts there's a place that we've been able to say thank you for the gift of those we've known and loved and who've died. It's not always easy, but I think it is the challenge that lies before us, is to say thank you. And I pray that in these days that the Lord will be with you, and the Lord will let his face shine upon you and be gracious to you, and that the Lord will lift his countenance on you and give you peace.
Thank you for being here this evening and sharing this special evening with us. I'd like to just take a minute to thank Chaplain David and Father Polk. Your words and inspiration and just heartfelt. Thank you. Thank you for being here and making this night so special. Yes. I also want to thank our violinist and our soloist and our harpist, Liesl Taylor. Thank you so much. You add an amazing part to what we do. And Adrian, thank you as well for your beautiful harp playing. So this concludes our service. Just a couple announcements. If you would like to take a picture of the tree and your ornament, you certainly can do that at the very end. I would ask if you leave your ornament on the tree, however. That way we can take them off, make sure we get them back to where you can pick them up, so you make sure you get your right ornament. Also, there are some refreshments out, so as you come, if you want to take a picture, that's great. If not, enjoy a refreshment. It is homemade, actually. I did not do them, and that's probably a good thing, but they are fantastic. And so again, we appreciate you being here. You can pick up your ornaments in just a few minutes here down the hall. And on that ornament note, you were able to purchase some extra ones. And so we have taken in $3,500 approximately with your ornaments. And just so you know, we donate that back to the community. So this year we've picked Hope Women's Center, and it's called Bessie Family Foundation Angel Toy Drive. So we will divide that money up thanks to you all. So thank you. I know those two organizations will very much use this extra cash that they have for other families. So thank you so very much for being here. Have a good evening.